Today we're on trail so I can try my first ever Hardtail on the dirt. If you haven't already seen the first look video where I build this up, go check it out. There's some cool stuff going on there. The more time I spent building this, the more excited I got about it. Let's go hit the trail and see what this thing's all about. I have a CYC Motors kit on here. It's a do-it-yourself conversion kit to convert any bike into an eMTB. I've reviewed this over on Big Brain Party as a full suspension. I've never tried it as a hardtail. I always kind of thought, well, if I got a motor, why not just use a full suspension and then not worry about inefficiency of full suspension and all that. But as I built this up, it really started to make sense. Like, what a simple machine, other than the motor and wires, but it's just simple. There's less going on. And let's see if it's still got all the good things of a hardtail. Oh, that was tough. Had a hard time lunging the back wheel up. I got it. If you've never ridden an eMTB before, it's really quite different, and there's a learning curve. Oh, wow. The balance of this is actually really good. Like, that wasn't impossible to loft into a little manual. Sometimes eMTBs are really tough to manual with the weight of the battery on the front. It's interesting, usually the front feels heavy and the back feels light. On this, it feels a little more balanced. The front doesn't feel heavy, the back feels heavier than the front. Anyway, there's a learning curve to riding eMTBs because when you stop pedaling, the motor still gives you a little surge and slowly tapers off. It doesn't just shut off at once. You can control all that in the app. You can choose how aggressively it comes on when you start pedaling, how much assistance it gives you on each mode. And normally, I hate needing apps to ride, and I don't use the app much on this, but when you do initially get an e-bike, I strongly recommend using the app to set up power bands and how that power comes on and when it lets off when you stop pedaling. It really changes the behavior of the bike. All my trails here are legal to eMTBs. I only believe in riding them on legalized sanctioned trails. Okay, this is where e-bikes are really tough, especially in medium and higher power modes where you've got these big 12-inch rocks to get up. When I'm in techie stuff, I switch down to the lowest power mode because I don't need big old bursts and I don't want it bursting when I don't want it to. And if you crank these all the way up and put them in their fast settings, they do ride more like a motorcycle than a bicycle. And that's not really how I like to ride them. I want to mimic the bicycle experience as much as I can without totally destroying my body. Oh, so good to be out. Simple machine. I feel like I'd prefer my P&W Coast dropper on this, just to smooth out the seated ride position a little. Because when you go a little quicker like this, even though the trail's smooth, this is faster than I'd normally climb. And so when the bumps come at you, you feel them a little bit differently and the bike reacts a little differently. I love how agile this little bike is too. Shortish wheelbase, not a super slack head angle. It just kind of darts around, especially with the smaller diameter tires. Going about 11 miles an hour right now. So much faster than I'd be riding without a motor, but I'm still not flying up the hills like a motorcycle. And I've ridden motorcycles in the past and they are fun. But what I love the most are analog bicycles. I really like this CYC Motors kit. It really just feels like my favorite e-bike systems on other bikes. Reminds me a lot of the Shimano EP 801 stuff. Oh yeah. So fun. Love this trail. Whew. Really well balanced on this thing. Putting 15 pounds of weight. Normally that really throws off how a bike handles. This is just a reminder to be nice to people and get out and have fun. YouTube comments have been surprisingly negative lately, and I can tell that people are hurting and they're just hopping on there to make other people's days bad. Get out and ride your bike. Let's go have some fun. That's what this channel is all about, is getting out and having fun, no matter your bike, connecting with people and nature. It doesn't matter if you're the fastest, slowest, fittest, most out of shape, just have fun. And everyone belongs in this sport. There's a lot of gatekeepers that want to keep certain types of people out of this sport, and that's just wrong. Everybody is welcome. I'm really liking the short 160 mil cranks on here. I'm running 5-dev Bosch e-bike cranks that work well on here. One thing I can't do quite as well is pedal uphill seated as well. I'm having to stand up a little more just because the bumps kind of bounce me off track a little and transfer a lot of that to my body. So that's one big difference I'm feeling between the hardtail and the full suspensions. It's not a problem, but having ridden the full suspensions, they're definitely the better tool for just sitting and spinning through bumpy mountain bike trails. But they're a lot more money, a lot more complicated. I'm still having a blast. It's just, I feel like I need to point that difference out. I love hardtails, they're my true love. But I'm not gonna just sing their praises and ignore what they're actually like sometimes. They're not the right tool for everybody, but man, I love them. This is cool. I still feel connected to the trail. I still get that hardtail responsiveness and a little bit of power to help out. I just feel like a kid. That's really smooth power on this. I've only been on low and medium power today. I haven't been on high power yet. I'm not in a hurry to get where I'm going. It's easy to let e-bikes kind of change the nature of your ride and turn it into a race instead of reminding you that you're out here to enjoy. So try and keep it on the lower settings every now and then, just see how that resonates with you. I love how little this bike feels in a good way, just very BMX-like. Yeah, it's really neat to be able to tune in how hard you want to be working in each power setting. I still want to get a workout, but I don't want to hurt my knees or my other joints. So I kind of have picked this sweet spot where it gives me enough power, but I'm still putting in exercise, still getting movement. That's really good for the chronic arthritis, to still have movement going, even if I'm not using my muscles full power. It's good to be out moving. So for those of you that are watching that aren't yet mountain bikers or cyclists or commuters or anything, I know a lot of you are struggling with chronic fatigue, psoriatic arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, similar things like that, autoimmune stuff. Boy, having an e-bike allows me to still get out, and then the motor can make up for what my body can't do when I get too tired. If I just get totally fatigued in 10 minutes, which is possible, I don't know, I can just soft pedal all the way home and the motor will get me home. What a game changer for me it's been being able to e-bike. I really like this bike. Oh, I set it up really well. I was wondering if the Stepcast 34 would just be way undergunned. It still might be. I haven't hit any jumps or anything, but so far it's working beautifully. Feels really easy to just maneuver underneath your feet. Oh man, it corners so well. So right now I've set my lowest power setting to be like 5% more than if I was on an analog bike. So it's kind of overcoming the weight of the battery and then just a tiny, tiny bit more. So I'm not gonna get any weird lurches. I feel like the stack's a little low. Gonna experiment with that in the future with some taller bars or just moving these up. What a neat bike though. That low stack gives it a really sporty feel in the corners and stuff. So I hope I don't take away from that, but just when I'm fatigued, I do feel a little bit hunched over. Okay, hang on. Oh, wow. Never gotten that before. That low power setting and with the big old tires is the way to do it. My goodness. It just walked right up it. I love how slowly I can tractor up stuff with these big old tires. Another part of my fatigue. I'm not up to big jumps and drops right now. My body doesn't quite have the strength to hold itself up when I come off of something. Yeah, this is such smooth power. It's funny when you look at this thing, it kind of looks like a Kmart bike, like this big bolted on battery and this kind of ugly bottom bracket motor. It just doesn't look like a high performance machine. But when you're riding it, this is every bit as good as any $10,000 production e-bike I've ridden. Okay, one problem I'm getting. When this gives torque, it kind of rotates up. I really tightened this even beyond the torque specs, and it rotates up and it's pinching my dropper cable, so I can't use the dropper right now. That's a problem, and that might be a Stanton design thing. I've got to put some kind of limiter so that doesn't want to keep rotating and pinching my dropper. So right now I'm going to step on this, pull it down away from that, and get my dropper back. That never happened on my other bike because my dropper didn't come out right there. So just could be more of like an incompatibility thing with this frame and this motor. As long as your bike doesn't have the exit port here, which is most Stantons, it shouldn't be a problem. But I'm having a blast though. Awesome geometry on this thing. And I love being able to fit my water bottle. And this hasn't shifted at all. It's nice and tight. But yeah, that's why we test things. I don't know how to prevent that from rotating up. When you give it power, it wants to assist you and the torque ends up twisting a little on there. I've got a 34 tooth on here right now. It's topping out at 22 miles an hour on the flat stuff. I'm gonna try and get a 38 tooth on here so that I can commute on it more. And oh man, this thing corners so well, Dan. Nicely done. Man, it still jumps well, even with the motor and battery on there. All right, here we go. Ace of spades. This is a paved pump track. This is the worst place to have big, soft, squishy tires. But thankfully I've got wide rims to support them. Oh, so fun. Woo! Dan, you've crushed it on this little slackline. What a bike. Okay, now we're at the bottom, and with the motor, we can just cruise right on up there and do lap after lap after lap. That is where e-bikes really pay for themselves. Man, it's so fun on this short little wheelbase bike. So many e-bikes have long stretched out wheelbases. It is wonderful to have a tight, compact, fun little bike. All right, my knees are starting to hurt, even with the motor. So I'm gonna take it easy and go chill. One thing I would like is if this kind of had a color indicator to know which mode you're in. Sometimes it's hard to look down at my screen and know if I'm in 1 or 2 or 3. This e-Hardtail was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I see a huge market for this, and I hope mountain bike companies are taking note. You build a super fun hardtail, throw a little motor on it, you don't even need a big one, and man, you can have an absolute blast out here. It's just simple and fun and raw like most hardtails. I think the simpler we make e-bikes, the better. I'd love to have no wires up on the bars. Ooh, that was a sweet slab. Go take a look. Oh, that makes me miss Sedona's big old slabs. So much of that fun stuff in Sedona. Okay, that was super fun. Maybe from down here we can see it a little better. It always looks so mellow on the GoPro. That's a big fun feature. I am just having a blast out here, having such a great day. And that's what cycling's all about. And yep, I'm cheating. I'm not putting in the work that I do when I'm not on an e-bike. But I wouldn't be able to ride today if it weren't for this. And so grateful products like this exist and trails like this exist that are friendly to other EMTBers. Bentonville has been such a great place for healing for me to be able to ride. Could never do this in Sedona legally. Man, you could make the coolest commuter with this motor. And this 8-speed drivetrain is just flawless. I haven't thought about it once. Got nice, satisfying clicks. I like it even more than Advent X. Just feels a little more robust and solid and feels good. A lot of times I'll build up a bike for a ride or two and either get bored or need the parts for the next build, and I'll strip it all down. This bike is staying in this configuration for a long time. I'm so grateful to be alive. This sure helps with a lot of the depression that comes with chronic illness. Getting out, getting the wind blowing through your hair. Just like a hardtail versus full suspension, I ride this differently than I ride my other e-bikes. I'm more goofing around. I don't care about my fastest speeds or fastest times or sending the biggest stuff. I'm just out to have a fun ride. But this is really the type of riding I've come to enjoy lately. It just feeds my soul. I just have a lot of fun. And there aren't a lot of influencers highlighting this type of ride where you're just having fun and enjoying time with buddies instead of like shredding everywhere. There's so much pressure as an influencer to make everything shreddy so everyone takes you seriously. Just get out there and have fun. I hope this channel helps you feel like you have license to just go have fun. However that means to you on a bike. You do not need to be super gnarly or super shreddy. Just go have fun with fun people in the woods. I get so many comments from so many of you wonderful viewers saying, man, I was getting too caught up in the Strava and the shredding the gnar and hurting myself that I kind of lost what was fun about mountain biking as I got bigger and bigger and bigger enduro bikes. They got heavier and I had to push them harder on crazier stuff. I kind of lost interest. And then your channel reminded me about how much fun I used to have on my old hardtail. So I got another good hardtail and the spark is reignited and I'm finding joy again in my rides. That's what hardtails are all about for me. Find joy in your rides through a hardtail. I get to ride a lot of really special bikes on this channel with really amazing builds. And this is the most fun I've had in a very long time. This just was pure fun the whole time. And having an e-bike hardtail was way more fun than I thought. It's kind of like single speeding is more fun than you thought. And running rigid is more fun than you think it would be. And running a hardtail is more fun than you think it would be compared to a full suspension. Same thing with an e-hardtail. This thing is really fun. And for all of those of you in the industry wondering, could we ever sell an e-hardtail? I think whoever makes some great EMTB hardtails like this is going to make a killing. And if nobody ever does, thank goodness we have kits like this CYC motor kit and battery that you can turn your favorite hardtail into an e-hardtail. I know this is a controversial subject. I'm not here to convince everyone that they should be riding e-bikes. For me, it's a game changer with my health issues. And I will ride them when I can't ride normal bikes. And when I feel good enough to ride acoustic bikes, I will be riding those. It's wonderful to have options, and I'm so grateful to be able to pedal and that these motors make it possible for me to ride despite my illness. If you need any bike advice, I do that over on Patreon. If you want to learn all about bike design and mountain bike geometry and how changing the angles will change how a bike handles, I have an e-course on that down in the link below. And if you enjoy my videos and want to support the channel, use the link to buy me a coffee. You guys are amazing. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains and you're invited.